Hey y'all, it's your girly man. It's been a minute. As you can tell, the world has been a wild ass dumpster fire lately. From wildfires sending smoke down to New York City, to tornadoes in New York City, to weird, very heavy rains that cause flooding all over New York City. It's been wild. It's almost as if God is trying to tell me something. But also, like, come on, y'all, with the rain and the tornadoes and the wild ass smoke, like, be easy. Some of us need to live. Um, anyway, I am so excited to have my next guest on. Stella is so freaking awesome. An artist, a performer, an amazing ass amputee. Holy crap. Um, and I first came across her videos on Instagram, and I was like, I don't know who this is, but I gotta know who this is, and I gotta get them on the show, and we gotta talk about them and celebrate them, and just talk about their journey and all that. And so I was like, you know what? Heck yeah, let's do it. So I'm gonna welcome Stella Rose to the stage. Hey,
Hello.
wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. So I start off all of these interviews just so people can get the lay of the land with who you are and what you're about. So who is Stella and why do you do what you do?
Hello, Rose. Who is he? No. Well, the thing that I always tell people is that I'm black, I'm trans, and I'm disabled because that's my identity, that's how I identify as. Um, I otherwise I'm an introvert. I don't really like. Not that I don't like being around people, but I like my own energy. I like to be home. I like having a small group of people around me. I am very reserved with how I give my energy to people, but I love talking about myself. So I will allow it come on the podcast and say whatever you want me to say. But I'm also a model and a performer.
Awesome. I love that so much. So like have you I guess let's dive into your journey as a double amputee and as someone sort of navigating disability, especially I know as myself as a Black and Palestinian woman, I've had so many issues being in Black and Brown communities with my disabilities, with my chronic illnesses, and then trying to also navigate the queer community. People were just like, ew, no, we don't want to hang out with you anymore. We don't want to talk to you anymore. And I'm like, what? So what has your journey been like as a trans woman, as someone with disabilities, like navigating these spaces and navigating Black and Brown spaces?
Right. So I was born with a syndrome called fructose dystrophy syndrome. And it's a rare syndrome where a lot of people don't make it past age 2. There's a lot of webbing, there's a lot of like just a lot of general application, which is why I'm also amputated because originally I had legs and then they have to amputate it because it just was deformed. And it was either I had legs or I was gonna be in the wheelchair for the whole time. Um, and so they decided to amputate, and then my bone kept growing, and they had to amputate me twice. Um, and so technically, I am below the knee on both of my legs, but they cut it right at the knee, so I'm not really sure where I'm more I guess I'm more neutral. Like I'm not above, I'm not bottom, you know. Um, but so I say that to say I've always had to kind of like make my own path because growing up it was my disability first before any of my transness or any of my like race hindrance employment if you could say. Um so because I have constantly had to learn how to navigate the world with my disability, I hadn't think of that first before me being trans or me being black in any spaces. Um, and I'm getting older and experiencing like all these things, um, being in these spaces, I really have to hold my own power basically because oftentimes I'm the, either the only black one, or I'm the only trans one, or I'm the only disabled one. And I'm always the only three of them, you know? So, I don't know, navigating these spaces can be like very difficult because even though I am a performer in the queer spaces, it's just, I feel I have to work harder to get the same like respect as anyone else has to, you know? And
Yeah.
that's also,
Mhm.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry, no, it's your show. Go ahead. Talk it. Yeah.
uh, and this thing I also feel like it goes hand in hand with like building relationships, whether it's romantic or platonic or business. Like I have to constantly like put myself out there more because nobody will like nobody will really be like, oh, here you go, we want you here, you know. And if they do, it's always for a reason. It's never because you're just talented. It's because oh, it's amazing what you do, you know. But I I said this in one of my videos for my 3-year anniversary. I said it in that video, but um I can always tell when people want to hire me because they want to actually genuinely hire me, or because I'm kind of like what's the word, diversity hire, if that if that's the right word, where it's like, oh, he's um he he's a performer, but he's a disabled performer, or he's a black performer, you know. So it's just navigating where I can like actually like trust people and where I can actually like you know like who I can actually have in my face, you know. And that is romantically too. A lot of people like to fetishize. A lot of people like to be weird about it, and I'm like, see, this is why I don't talk to any of y'all. Y'all are weird. Y'all are weird.
You know what though? I could tell you about some dudes who would try to fetishize me, and that's so wild, especially in our niche communities. And I sometimes I forget that I'm like, there aren't a lot of amputees in the world. So duh.
Right.
But there are a lot of weirdos in the world who are attracted to our bodies for various reasons. And so I feel you on that, like all these different places that are on one hand looking for talent but also want to check these diversity boxes, because that makes I know for me that makes me feel a little weird about myself sometimes. I'm like, damn, am I only here to check a box? I thought I was
Right.
talented, I thought I was beautiful, I thought I was capable.
Right.
And then you're
Right.
questioning things. So what's that been like for you?
Um. So the area that I'm in is very small. Um. So there's not a lot of black performers in my space right now. Right now there's only like really three or four. Um. And me being the disabled one out of it's just I have an easier time. I wouldn't say I have an easier time getting like notarized, but I have a harder time like not putting work, but it's like a harder time like being hired for other than diversity. I feel like there are people that I have grown genuine connections with, where I know that if they're hiring me, it's because they want me there. There are other times where I'm like, oh, I don't know if you actually want me here, or it's just because I I check a box, basically. You know.
Not, I feel you on that. And I feel like that's one of the things, especially as disabled non-white performers. Oftentimes we're like, oh gosh, did you guys just get a grant for something and you're just looking for me to like fill the funding thing that you got to do? So that's, I feel you on that. So I came across one of your Instagram videos, and I would also love to add it to the middle of this interview so people can see it, because I think it's so beautiful and amazing. So
Okay.
what's it like?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, because I want to share that with people. Because first of all, the voguing scene, holy crap, amazing, awesome, iconic, and like oftentimes we forget about how iconic that is, and how so many people in today land use a lot of those iconic phrases, moves, etc. in their day to day stuff, and never give any of y'all the credit. So that's one. But also, I was like, holy crap, you are voguing in these prosthetic limbs. You're taking them off. You're putting them on. You're going all over the place. It's like, oh my God. And I was like, okay, okay. I can't show this to my husband, because if he sees you doing this, he's going to be like, hey. And I'm like, no, that's
Right. No.
it's an art. It's an art what you're doing. So it's beautiful, and I love it so much. So what's it like voguing, especially with prosthetic limbs on the stage, and making them part of your performance? Because I love it. So beautiful.
I would like to say that I am not a professional voter. There are people out there that genuinely are voters that do this for a living. I simply imitate what I see. It is not. I am not in any way trying to take away from the actual voters in this world. If you want to see voters, go to ballroom, go to New York City, go to at Georgia, where they have so many ballroom scenes. I am not a voter. I'm just putting that out there. Um, but I do love voting. I do love vote. Um, being a rap performer, it is just liberating feeling because I can do whatever I want to do because nobody is in like my lane right now. Where um, I can have all these creative ideas. I can take off my prosthetics. I can have them on. Like I'm able to tell stories that other people are not able to tell in the way I can. Like my favorite, and this is one of my favorite performances. And I love that people actually are watching it. It's my Part of Your World performance where I do the Little Mermaid, but I have like a little toolbox, and I'm like building up my prosthetic, and at the end of it, I stand up and I do the rest of my number. That is one of my favorite performances, only because I love the concept of it. And so the fact that other people are enjoying my art and my brain and how my brain works, it's like, wow, you're really doing it. You're really doing it.
And I love that was the very first video I saw of yours. And I was just like, oh my God, I need to save this and share it with everybody. And I just want to know who this is. Because I feel like, on one hand, sometimes I'm like, okay, sometimes representation falls short. Like some people are like, they get up there and then they pull the ladder up behind them and they forget about everyone else. And then
Right.
also there's representation that I'm like, yo, you make me want to get up on stage and dance with my prosthetic limbs and swing them around a
Why
little bit
not?
and do something.
Why not?
You know?
Why not?
So
Ask
I love
yourself,
that.
why
Hell yeah,
not?
hell yeah. So like, what does it feel like to sort of be? I mean, I don't know if this was your goal to be that kind of like representation, but what's it like to have yourself up there being the representative of your specific disability and being trans and being black in this space?
um, so it's funny that you asked me that because ever since I was little, I always wanted to be like an inspiration to people. I always wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be on like runway and like just inspire people. Not because I wanted to be famous. I just feel that it's my life purpose to like show people that it's okay to be different and that it's okay to be who you are and beautiful and like embrace everything that you are. So when I became a rap performer and a model, I it wasn't that I was. It's not that I'm thinking about I'm gonna be like this great representation for people, but I know the power of knowing thyself and knowing what you have to offer in this world. So the fact that I love getting a picture taken and I love performing. So the fact that I get to do what I love to do and people are drawn to that and people get inspired by that, that's what it means to me, you know. It's not really that I'm like, oh, I need to be famous or I need to be like recognized. I want to be recognized, yeah. Being famous, I don't really know about that. I think I'm okay with just being recognized and living my little life. Um, but I want to be able to like walk on runways. I want to be able to be on modeling campaigns. I want to be able to be on track race. I want to be able to perform on like all these big stages. But that's because that's what I love to do. I'm not doing it for like my first thought isn't to do it for other people, but I acknowledge that I'm also doing it for others simultaneously, you know. Like I am representation for others, and that's what I also love about what I do. If that makes sense.
That totally makes sense. So and I love that you went into that because it's not about like, oh, I want to be famous. It's like I want to do things that make me happy, and I love that. And especially with the dumpster fiery world that we've got going on, I'd say holding on to our joy is a radical revolutionary act in the face of
Right.
all these weird ass things going on. So that's lovely. I love that for you. So it connected to that. Um, Stella Rose, what is something that makes you happy?
Uh, Performing. I love performing. Um I really love fashion. I really, really want to walk a runway, and I really want to be on the modeling campaign. Um, Other things that make me happy, I love being out in nature. I love video games. I love YouTube and anime. Um, and I love healthcare. Anything that like just brings me like calmness, like a bath or listening to music, like anything that brings me peace because my world is already so chaotic and the world is chaotic. So anything that I'm like, I can relax, that's what makes me happy.
Y'all heard that? She said, hold on to your peace, no matter what. That's it. End of discussion. Period. Hold on to your peace. Because I feel like some people forget about that when they're, and I get it. We're struggling. We're trying to make ends meet. We're trying to pay our bills. And like people are like, peace. What peace? Joy? What joy? And it's like, y'all, hold on to
Right,
that because if you lose that, you know,
right. And like I've been through a lot in my life, so like I've seen people that either lose their peace or like are not happy, and I'm like, I can't let that. I learn from others, so I can't. That's not something that I want to portray for myself, you know.
I definitely feel you on that. Um, so connected to that a little bit. What is something that you would change about the world and why?
I think everyone should be amputated. No, okay. um, um,
She said, "Chop chop, bitches. That's it." It's like, go ahead.
like there was one time, you know how on dating profile, you can fill out a prompt. There was one thing where it asked you, oh, if you were pregnant, what would you do? And then like, I would make everyone an amputee. There were people that did not like that. They were like, how dare you make that joke, this and this, and that, and like, And does it look like I'm gonna be president anytime soon? Does it look like that I have the power to do that? It would joke. It would joke.
People don't know how to take a joke sometimes. So it's like, damn,
Hmm.
wow, okay. That's
But
hilarious.
why are you
I
so
love that.
offended?
That's
You know what?
funny.
If you're not offended, I hope that you lose your life. Like, but anyway, sorry. Um, I don't know. Honestly, I think for me, I'm at that stage in my life where I'm like, um, if you if you like wish for something to be different and like something else is gonna happen. So for me, I think that like as much as I would like people to be more open minded, I want people to be more open, loving, um, and like to just leave people alone. I also realize that like that's not realistic. Like I think that you have to have like opposing energy in order for things to change. And also, the other thing is that I always think about how history like repeats itself. Um, and no one was long enough to like, be like, hey, maybe don't do that. I've seen this before. Um, Me and my mom were having a conversation the other day where she was talking about how like she lived through people like coming out at gay or like the AIDS at a pandemic and whatever, and she was like, "You're going through the same thing, just in a different form." And I told her, I'm like, I understand, like, we were having a discussion and she thought I wasn't understanding what she was saying. But I'm like, I understand that, I understand what you're saying. I didn't look through it, but I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about. And I'm also going through this right now, just in a different way. I just don't care. Not like I don't care how it, I don't let it affect me as a person. Because I can only control what I can do. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna still be myself. If you don't like it, that's not my problem. You know. Can I answer your question? I don't know if I answered your
No, yeah,
question.
you did, and I think it goes to the part of like, so it's touching on like how will we change the world and having a more inclusive, open, warm, loving world would be great. But also, why should we care what other people think of us? They're not in our heads. They're not in our bodies. They're not experiencing our
and,
lives.
and that's the biggest thing. A lot of the things that I feel like, um, when it comes to like, oh, people targeting other people's identity or race or whatever, it's just like you don't know what I've been through. You are not understanding my situation. You can have your opinion, and that's your opinion, just like I have my opinion. But it's not that. And at the end of the day, you will never know what I've been through because you're not me. And that, that's like that. That's what
Hmm.
me and my mom were kind of talking about, where it's like we will never know each other's experiences because we live each other's experiences. You know.
I mean, even in like, I think there's so many folks outside of the disabled community who first think like, oh, if you're an amputee and you're an amputee, you guys have the same experiences, and it's like, no, not even
Mhm.
close,
Not
not even
right.
close.
Like, I was born that way. She lost it in a car accident. So what do you mean we have the same experience? We have the same
Yeah.
like understanding, but we don't have the same
Hmm.
experience.
Hmm.
That's why when they're like, oh, all black people are alike and all black people are the same. Do we? Are we?
I've had some wild conversations with people who think that way, who are like, "Oh man, why aren't you like running marathons now? You've been an amputee 13 years," and I'm just like, first of all, I'm not a Paralympian, but also,
I I love running, but I will never be able to like run as fast as they do. Like I do it for a hobby, they do it for their life. you know.
So it's just so wild to me how people are like, oh, you guys are all the same disabilities, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm not doing it. Or there's like non-disabled folks who try to do like an oppression Olympics with you to be like, oh, I've had an achy ankle one time, and I'm like, having an achy foot is not the same thing as getting your legs chopped all the way off.
Right. I'm
Just
like,
just put that out
wow,
there.
you haven't eaten. You're like, at least you haven't eaten all.
Hello, I don't even got feet no more. Like, wow, yeah, it's
Right.
yeah. People are hilarious and wild.
And then you also have I see all the time in the courtroom, like the amputee pretenders, like the ones that fake having an amputee, or the ones
Yeah.
that, or the ones that actually go through with being amputated. They get
Ooh,
me so.
I could tell you some
But I'm like,
stories. Wild.
I'm like, you like Joseph? Like you think that is my choice? Like that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah, years ago when I first became an amputee, silly me. I went into a bunch of support groups thinking, oh, this is a nice place for me to meet people. Instead, it was a
Mm.
nice place for me to make myself a target because there were a lot of those guys in there who would stalk the women who were in the group, not only because they liked the amputees, but because they wanted to become amputees themselves. And it was like,
No, no,
like,
no, no.
look, y'all, I'm trying to be inclusive, but I have a line. Like, what I don't know what this line is,
What,
but
what,
please don't
what's
cross
that
it.
included? What's that included? You're
I,
fine.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just wild to me. Yeah.
Sorry,
But the
I
world
normally don't get like hyped up, but oh, they make me so angry. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like,
exactly. What are
like
you doing?
you have a perfectly able body. We are not choosing that. It chose us. Like,
That's the thing that I'm saying to people. Like, yo, I didn't choose any of this. Not to have lupus. Not to have lose my legs. Not to like have all the different health stuff. I didn't choose any of this.
right,
And it's like, what, y'all? What? And a lot of
yeah,
these guys are physically healthy and they want to chop off
right.
perfectly healthy legs. And I'm like, what?
And not to mention, it's like our life is not cheap. Some of us can't afford prosthetics. Some of us have to go through hell and back to get doctors get a visit, to get referrals, to let our insurance have our information for our prosthetics. Some people don't
Mm-hmm.
even get prosthetics. Like
Mm-hmm.
they just cannot get it. So it's like why do
And
you and
yeah,
it is a very big financial responsibility. Why are you doing this? Why do
exactly.
you
Especially
want
because it's not one and done. You don't just get one pair of legs and you're on your way. I've in 13 years I've had 5 pairs of legs. And they all cost money, you guys. Like
I
what?
have been an amputee all my life. When I was growing up, I used to break my legs left and right. Not on purpose. I was just
Oof.
around
You are
tunnels.
growing.
Like, right. Like, it's
Ooh, these
ridiculous.
dudes are wild.
It's not just
That's
me
hilarious.
either. There are women that have referenced me. Be like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yes, this isn't just dudes. This all is listen, it's an equal opportunity weirdo fest with people who are obsessed with amputees. Equal
right. Y'all,
opportunity. All kinds of people.
uh,
Yes.
y'all, uh,
Oh gosh. So speaking of like you were talking a bit about your family. What has your experience like been with your family and all the different communities that you're part of while you're navigating your life? Have they been, supportive or have you had like little hiccups?
well, well, so I'm adopted. Um, so my biological family, I know them, but I just don't have like, a close relationship with them. But I talk to some of them here and there. My adopted family, they've always been supportive of me because, I'm disabled. There is actually a People magazine article that I will send to you about me and my mom and how we met because I I grew up at Bristol Children's Hospital, and my mom was a nurse there, and she, I was, I was under her hair, and so when she found out that I was going to be put up for adoption, she brought me into her house, and that's how, that's how I'm here. Um, so there's that. So my parents have always been supportive of me, like with my disability, obviously. Um, with my parents, um, it's only recently that they come around because I think that they understood um, that if they did not accept me, I was not going to talk to them. I was not going to. Sorry, there's a lot of background noise, but that I was not going to talk to them. That I was not going to have a relationship with them. And if something happened to me, they wouldn't have known. And that's the one thing that they hate. They hate not knowing what is going on with me. Um, so there's also a documentary that is out about it too, and I will send that to you too. Um, but yeah, there's been some hiccups here and there, but like overall, I've had a lot of support from my family. My biggest thing is my closest family, so my friends have always been more my family than my family. Like obviously my family are my family, but like my friends are who I always went to whenever something was wrong or whatever. Um, and so I'm a bit advocate for close family because sometimes when your family isn't able to, actually technically, everyone is my close family because I don't really talk to my biological family. So my adopted family is my closest family, and my friends are my closest family. So my whole family is chosen, you know. Um, but yeah, I have like a lot of support from there.
I love that is so beautiful, and I love that you found these chosen people who are like, you know what, we want Stella Rose in our life because she is awesome and amazing, and why wouldn't we want to have her in our life? So I love that. That is because some people, some families are, woo, they're wild, and then you might not have those chosen folks around you. So I'm so glad that you got that a beautiful, amazing community around you. That makes me so happy for you.
And trust
Um,
me, it's hard work, but I did it.
mhm, mhm. Oh, that's beautiful. So, can you tell us something that you are? Oh, so first of all, I'm gonna have the article and the video in the show notes, y'all. So you better take a look at that because it's gonna be awesome. Um, and so, can you tell us something that you are looking forward to in the future?
I am looking forward to all my successes. um, because I really, I'm a hard worker, and I really want to like see where I can go. Like with modeling, with performing, eventually I want to have a family, so it's like having kids and like seeing them grow and just raising them. Um, so I think those are the things that I'm really looking forward to, like my successes and then also eventually my children's successes. Um, but yeah, that's really what I'm looking forward
That is so beautiful. Well, the last question is gonna be what um what else do you have to share about what's going on with you in your life? Anything else that you want anyone to know that I might have not asked about?
to. Well, I am open for work. If anyone wants to hire me as a model, as a performer, I am open and ready. My Instagram is xrose.official. Um, what else? Um, my TikTok is also xrose.official. Um, if you want to follow me on my trans journey, um, I just started HRT. So I'm talking about that like every week on my personal TikTok with Kohan. I forgot what it was. Uh, my personal TikTok is Stella XO64. It is this one.
All right, cool. I'm going to add all of those social media sites and the articles and the videos in the show notes so y'all can have access to this because I want y'all to follow, like, and share all the things. Because heck yeah. Yes.
I think that's it. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's been such a delight to have you on. I really love and appreciate you. I would love to come and see one of your shows if you're ever doing anything in
I,
New York
uh,
City.
I think I am old. I don't know yet. Yeah, I want to do New York City so bad. I want to go so bad. And I've been waiting for my chance. Also, that's the other thing. I'm very like patient. I'm like, my time will come. My time will come. And right now, it's not there, but it will come eventually.
I think the universe is shining some light on you because it was just by chance that I came across that video. I'm going to plug you all over the place. I'm going to let everybody know all about you because I think you are beautiful and amazing and wonderful. And I got to support my fellow amputee sisters because why the heck not?
Right.
And it takes nothing away from me to shine some light on you. That's mad light, yo. So
And and you know what? To roll off that, that's exactly why I love getting recognition because I can support other people like the way I
mhm,
would. I'm always
mhm.
reposting stuff. I'm always reposting things on my story. I'm always uplifting like other people. And I've been like sometimes like I'll just post something about myself, obviously, but like I always love to uplift and support other people. Like love it, love it, love it.
I love that so much. Well, it's been such a great time talking to you.
Thank you.
And hopefully you can come back on later again. I'll have some more questions. And if you're ever
Well,
in New York, I will come and film you. We'll do a live, do an interview, do a whole thing. It'll be real fun. And that's it. So you have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you so much for coming
awesome.
on the show.
You too. Thank you.